Hello there, Narinder, and welcome to the Sentence Guide course. Well done for getting this far. Thank you for submitting your first essays. When we go through these, we tend to read them against the mark scheme to give you some advice, some support, and some suggestions, really, in smoothing out your writing and making sure that your writing is precise, accurate, that you carry some style, and that you respond well to the question. So this encompasses, I suppose, a combination of suggestions as to new words to use, or smoother phrases to use, as well as minor corrections in grammar. The small corrections in grammar, the small words like prepositions, articles and pronouns, have the biggest smoothing effect on work. When they are accurate, the relationships between things are clear, and writing is wonderfully smooth. Particularly in academic writing, what we're always trying to do is tell the truth, is to recite facts, and whenever we give an opinion or a thought, we ensure that it's backed up and that people can see our train of thought and that they can see that we're talking sense. So let's have a quick read and see if we can smooth over some of your first bit of work. In the 21st century, good, the revolutionary improvement in electronic communication has changed the way people interact with each other. Excellent. In my point of view, or from my point of view, I would say it is now easier, faster and cheaper to interact with people across the globe. I would say, from my point of view, it is easier, faster and cheaper to interact with people internationally now that communication does not rely solely on physical post or physical mail. That way we have a smoother, straight through sentence. Also, we don't put spaces before and after punctuation, only after. So in my point of view, comma, space, and after these as well. Comma goes directly after, and then one space. The only thing I'd say about this is you're probably going to state these again somewhere, aren't you? So let's have a see. So actually what's happened is you've said these, but you haven't actually mentioned WhatsApp as far as I can see. So you've mentioned them here, and then you've mentioned them again here, but you've not used WhatsApp particularly in an example. So be careful of repetition and make sure that you use whatever you bring up. In cinema, in film, it's called the smoking gun rule. You don't introduce a gun into a scene unless you intend to use it. Same here. Don't mention an example unless you intend to explore it fully. So firstly, or primarily, with the advent of various social networking platforms, we can just leave this out. People are now more connected with each other regardless of their income or distances between each other. See, now we've used each other twice in the same sentence. So we could just say, regardless of income or distance. Regardless of income or distance would be the same as this. We don't need really necessarily this is because we could just say internet technology has been providing economical, instantaneous and encrypted telecommunication services to the general public for quite some time. We want to give an idea of duration there, I think, that it's been going on for a while. I would say it has become easier. When we use words like now, we're referring to the very present moment, but it has been easier for some time. So I would say it has become easier for large numbers of people to interact with their families across the globe. But You have also said this here. So I would now suggest completely removing this sentence because you've already said it. This is now repetition. So I would go straight into your example. For example, I would say a survey report from Facebook indicates that 95% of their registered users, good for being specific, are using the video call facility to interact with their loved ones. I would then say, therefore, it is clear that technology is encouraging communication between family members. So we use one word in place of quite a few. Technology, or therefore, it is clear that technology is encouraging communication between family members. Secondly, despite the busy schedules, so we don't need however and despite. Only one. So despite their busy schedules, people manage to connect with their peers by using electronic mediums. This is due to the fact that now, let's use now less. I want to see fewer nows. This is due to the fact that uses of technology in communication has increased, or I would say the number of users. The number of online users has increased. So we don't need this as well. This is, if we say that it has increased, then it's implied that in the past it was less. So that's fine. We don't need this extra bit to say that because it already says it here where it says it has increased. For instance, a report from the Telecommunication Ministry of India reveals that every 9 out of 10 families in the country has an internet connection for social interaction. Stay away from this. This is not academic. Thus, it is clear, or because we used that one previously, thus we can see, or it can be seen, that communication among family members has increased considerably over the past few years. Well, I'm happy with that. That's fine. To conclude from the examples and arguments presented, I strongly agree that advancements in electronic media and communication are playing, this should be plural, advancements, and then it's are playing. Advancements are playing a significant role in the continuous growth of familial interaction. Familial interaction. I personally hope these technological advancements will continue to persist to unite the world by way of communication. Will continue to persist. Keep persisting. Again, it's not very academic. We need to make sure that we express our meaning fully and as accurately as possible. Will continue to persist and to unite the whole world by way of communication. Cool. Nice first essay, man. Normally, I have many more corrections to make than that, but on this one, it was relatively minor. The best way to do this is to go through the essay and correct it as I speak. It will give you the ability to develop the skills of a proofreader. This one is actually your first essay. I did the other one by mistake first, so let's have a go at this one now. In this cutthroat competition era, I would just say, in this increasingly competitive era, specificity. Developing extraordinary skills amongst children through a variety of activities has become a prime task for parents and teachers alike. I personally believe that indulging in enjoyable activities could enhance the skills could further enhance skills than reading alone. I personally believe that indulging in enjoyable activities could further enhance the skills of children over reading alone. This essay will discuss the benefits of entertaining physical activities and will present the results of surveys to support arguments. We don't want to say that we're using examples to support arguments, because what we're actually doing is presenting statistics. We're taking real facts from somewhere and presenting them. So let's make sure we describe what we're doing super perfectly. Firstly, reading has a myriad of benefits. So this word can actually be used as a noun or an adjective. So you can either say reading has myriad benefits, or reading has a myriad of benefits. I prefer a myriad of, but you can use either. So I would put an a here, or take this away, but personally I would put an a here. Firstly, reading has a myriad of benefits, comma. This is inappropriate, doesn't make sense here. This needs expanding, I think. So, firstly, reading has a myriad of benefits. And then I would use a semicolon, which separates two distinct sentences that are related. So, reading has a myriad of benefits, semicolon. Nevertheless, comma, playing video games, and then we need to expand that. What does playing video games do? Nevertheless, playing video games can help a child to develop active and responsive skills as it creates, I would say, as it develops increased spatial awareness. For example, a survey by the British Education Society indicates that, there's no need for that comma there, indicates that students who played video games for at least 2 hours per week outperform their counterparts by 20% in academic testing. Therefore, the advantages are clear, because they give an opportunity to progress in areas neglected by just reading. I would use only reading. I don't like to see the word just in academic essays. Only reading is good. Reading alone is also good. Secondly, physical activities bestow more academic benefits than reading alone, or only reading, or than reading. This is due to the fact that sports develop more, I would say, different areas. Sports develop entirely different areas, such as a sense of competition, ambition, and cooperation through teamwork. For instance, a report from Melbourne University indicates that players of a football team are 14% faster at solving puzzle problems. I don't know what this means. If you mean bookworms, as in someone who reads a lot of books, that's not appropriate for academic essays, but you could say readers. Players in a football team were 14% faster at solving puzzle problems than readers. Consequently, comma, physical activities develop the skills of a child in a variety of aspects. But again, this needs to be expanded slightly. Summarize fully. What aspects? Why is it good? What's your point? To conclude, I strongly agree that a child can develop more cognitive skills by indulging in creating activities rather than only reading. I hope that future education policies of national governments will consider the role of such activities in developing the skills of students. So good, I'm actually really impressed. Your writing is rich. It contains lots of words that a lot of people don't use. What we need to get used to now is making sure that they're appropriate and making sure that they are accurate. And we'll do that with repetitive corrections over time. By the time we've finished your 4th set of essays, you will be writing at a level 8 level, I am sure. But that was a great piece of work to correct. Thank you very much, Narinder, and I hope to be seeing your work again very soon. Once again, this has been Andrew. Have a nice day, and bye-bye.